So, on Japan, your boy Vegito Blue and Rose got released, and we seem to encounter a bit of an issue, isn't that right?
Yeah, looks like the banners were both taken down. Both the Rose Goku Black and the Vegito Blue banner.
And a lot of you are probably wondering why, and the simple answer simply is that they messed up again. And if we go back to, was it the Kefla banner?
Yes, yep, Kefla.
So there was an issue with the rates over there, and there wasn't necessarily that exact same issue. But when it comes to what happened here is that, I'm going to try to put up a picture on the screen just so you guys know what I'm talking about. They ended up putting the Transcended Ultra Rare Super Saiyan 3 Broly art on the actual banner instead of the Unawakened art. And when it comes to games like this, that is basically false advertisement. So they had to pull the banners, and we don't know what's going to happen from there. But can you explain to us what is most likely going to happen?
I think it's probably a pretty safe bet that whoever summoned on these banners is gonna get a refund. Now, in terms of like the actual compensation, like I could see good compensation, 10 stones, 20 stones, 50 stones, maybe orbs. I don't think at all we're gonna get anything approaching 300 stones. No way. Because while this may, from, like an outside look, be like, oh, it's just like what happened with Kefla, it's not. It's a lot different. The Kefla stuff made it look as though the game was fixed. This was picked up by Yahoo over in Japan, and, basically Akatsuki had a huge crisis on their hands, whereas this seems a little bit more minor, but if you summoned,
You're in
boy. Oh, boy.
And it's like you mentioned, this is nowhere near as serious as the Kefla stuff, so we are most likely going to get some sort of compensation. But even in the past, with banners like the Agility Super Saiyan 3 Goku, where they have a mistake with the art, it's like, yeah, you're going to most likely get your stones back. And I've seen a few people say, maybe it's just going to be the Rose banner, maybe it's just going to be Vegito Blue. But what you have to look at here is that both banners went down. So I'm not trying to say that I expect compensation for both, but what we are most likely going to get is compensation for having both banners down. I wouldn't be opposed to just getting the stones back from Rose, because I would imagine that's where a lot of players put their money into as well. But they did end up taking both banners down, so that is most likely going to be the case. Obviously, if you got lucky and you managed to summon, between that time period that the banners were up, it was like an hour, wasn't it?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, well, actually, I'd say maybe about 2 hours, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So it was about 2 hours, and they ended up taking the banner down. So if you summoned in that period, you're most likely going to be getting some sort of compensation, even if you only summoned on the Rose banner, because obviously that's the one that had the biggest issues. But again, nothing's confirmed, but that is most likely going to be the case. And again, when it comes to the global side of things, unfortunately, they won't be getting anything just because it doesn't relate to them at all. And it's not even that serious of an issue. Obviously, before, just to quickly go over it, it was speculated that the game was genuinely fixed. So then people were like, okay, so is it the exact same thing on global? Is the global side of things fixed? And then obviously they ended up releasing the code, and basically everything was just fine. And the biggest issue of that, and the reason why we got 300 stones, is because certain players only had certain units on their banners, and then that's where they realized they made a mistake, and that's what started the whole fixing issue. But that was never a thing to begin with. Every single player now does have every single banner or unit in that particular banner that is listed, so that isn't an issue. This has completely no relation to that moment. So now we are just kind of dealing with Bandai's mess up, and I can just, bro, can you imagine the person that messed up? Can you imagine the situation that he's in right now? Bro.
I mean, knowing Japan, that man has to commit seppuku right now. He's done. He's dishonored 7 generations of his family. They don't play that shit.
You just have some Bandai intern sitting there in Photoshop while he's getting yelled at.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, one thing I do want to touch on too is I remember D3 made this point. He said, one of the advantages of playing JP is that occasionally issues like this will pop up, where maybe they, did an update that ended up going wrong, or there was some issue with a banner, so that, players on GP would be compensated. But when this rolls around to global, this will be a non-issue. They already experienced it.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
same company handles both versions, so don't expect, this won't affect global in any way. Like, when this banner comes to global, Broly will have his SSR art or whatever fix that they need to do will happen. This is one of the advantages of playing the Japanese version of the game.
And you're a big supporter of JP, right?
Well, for me, it's just that it's very clear that they don't listen to us in the West or in the world. They like to take care of their own in Japan. They're about, the Japanese player base. The global version of the game, we're not Japanese, and we also do not have a direct line that we can't contact them. We can't, complain about stuff. I feel like it barely even reaches them. I don't see a way where things on global can be improved. So lately, I've just been telling people, like, if you want to stay on global, that's fine, but understand, like, this is probably the way things will be forever. If you're tired of it, all you have to do is move over to JP. Tons of YouTubers have made videos how to go to JP. You just type it in, like, how to download, Japanese Dokkan on iOS device, Android, very easily. It's very easily accessible. The JP version gets treated great. I mean, if you guys are frustrated with global to that point, I would suggest maining JP.
To be honest, I feel like one of the main reasons why I even... why I even stick with global is just because that's where I started and I just have such a great box. If it was up to me, I would easily just transfer all of my units over to JP and be done with the global version of the game.
Yeah, I've heard several people say that exact thing.
And that's the biggest issue.
It's not even... I feel like a lot of people, like, money is one thing. Obviously, it sucks to have lost a lot of money, but... yes, I feel like the time, people say, I grinded LR Goku, not just once, but twice to get him the SA20. I don't want to lose that and go to Japan and have to do it again, but one thing I'll say is that I'm telling people to do that, but I did do that as well. I grinded LR Goku on Global. I switched to JP and grinded him again. I had grinded LR Freeze on Global. I switched to JP and grinded him again. I think it will lead you as a Dokkan player to being more happy to be on the JP version of the game. Imagine if you're one of the people who summoned on Vegito Blue, you got Vegito Blue, you got the new Rose, and you're going to get your stones back. So you just got one of the top 5 best units for free.
Pretty much.
How does that make you feel in a game that is designed to fuck you over? And you basically are fucking them over. It feels pretty good.
That's basically the best way of putting it. And ultimately, you can play whatever version you want in the game. And I think it's been shown multiple times before that no matter what we say or do, they are just always going to prioritize JP. And this is the best example. And I saw something completely ridiculous, and I obviously showed you as well. People think that the Japanese version of the game is doing this on purpose for the JP players, and it's just like, you seriously think that they would sabotage their own game? That would legit make them lose money. But
there's no way they would ever do anything like that. So close to what happened with the Kefla banner too. No way. That was only about a month ago.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, so let's say someone spent 1,000 stones like me and you, and we're getting another one, another 1k potentially. That is a lot of money lost, because now that we are getting another 1k back, it's just like, why should we care,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not going to put more money in, but I think we've pretty much covered everything. I don't know if you want to go over anything else.
No, I mean, that pretty much covers it. I know lately a lot of people have been getting upset when I've said switch to JP, but I want to be clear that I'm not sitting here grandstanding saying, fuck Global, Global's the worst, I hate Global, JP's the best, ha ha ha. No, it's Akatsuki treats Global a certain way, which is ridiculously unfair. Everyone will agree with that.
100% unfair.
And they hold JP up on a pedestal. It's obvious. So my advice is, this bothers so many people, distance yourself from Global. that I think it's a very positive switch. You're not feeling, you know, abused as much by Bandai and Akatsuki. This is going forward. This will be my advice. If you can, switch to JP where the shafts don't happen as like the way they do on Global.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to help a few of you guys out. Hit me up on Twitter if you're serious about switching over to JP and you want help selling your account. I will personally help you sell your account if you want to switch over to JP and get you started.
Yeah, I will do the same for sure.
Yeah, so hit us up on Twitter if you want to switch over to JP. If you're just tired of what's going on Global, come to Me or Truth, Twitter, and his YouTube channel in the description down below. Just check out, hit us up on Twitter and we will help you out, 100%. But I think we've pretty much covered everything. There's just another silly issue, really. It should have been something in the first place, but I think it was Mikey that pointed it out initially. But it's most likely going to get fixed soon. We don't know when we are going to get the main, or just any compensation at all. There isn't a maintenance. They did tweet out that the issue was to do with the Broly, so we are probably going to get some sort of refund or compensation. But in the end, you can play whichever version you want. Of course, if you're fed up with Global, if you want to head over to JP, hit us up. But yeah, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, guys. We gotta all come together. Let's try and move into 2018 and squash a lot of the negativity in this community. Let's just get done with it and help each other. Come to me and Alex. We'll try and help you guys with this JP Global stuff.
100%. And here's another thing. If they see more players coming over to JP, it's going to be like, okay, we should probably start supporting the Global side a bit more. But then again, it's like...
If the profits would significantly dip. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword there. On one side, they have players go to JP, but then again, Global's losing money, so it's like, okay, we kind of need to help it out a little bit more. But yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything. So if you have anything else to say, just let us know in the comment section down below and what you think. But again, hit us up on Twitter. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy this 12-minute video. Okay, it's gone on pretty long. But yeah, check out Truth in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next one.